So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy Birthday LA. It's your birthday A. It's your birthday A. It's your birthday A. And I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. So, listen, man. After this video here, birthday shenanigans is up. So, I mean, what can you say, man? You know? I just know the next morning is gonna be interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyway, man, listen. Shout outs to Audit. The Audit, we back with another one of their videos, man. This one here is arrested for looking young in public. Now, yesterday when I cut the beard off, my kids just stared at me all day yesterday, and I was like, "What? What are y'all looking at me?" He was like, "Yo, you look weird. Like you look younger. Like you could pass for like." And they just started throwing out like really low ages. So like Queen was like, yo, my head got extremely bigger and you know, I could barely fit through the door. It is what it is, you know? And that's all I needed to hear. So I'm young right now. So, but I don't understand how you get arrested for looking young in public. So that's interesting to me. Maybe they look young and they around the bar area or something like that. It's the only thing I could think of. So, right now, which is a travesty, but it won't be like that for long. My cup is empty, you know what I'm saying? So I can't toast y'all up, but y'all know it won't be empty for long, all right? So if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, join the fam. Moment of silence for the birthday haters. That's enough. Now run the likes up, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Let's go. Disclaimer.
Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers identification laws, loitering, and involuntary transport, and is brought to us by Jaime Guevara's channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve. Before we dive into the interaction, I want to give a big thanks to the sponsor of this episode, Ray2 Block Listening.
Hold on, y'all. Let me get us right real quick. Hold on. Right here. We got it right here.
In early October of 2019, 19-year-old Jaime Guevara and his 21-year-old cousin were filming a police interaction while sitting at the outdoor tables of Houghton Park in Long Beach, California. After recording the stop for approximately 4 minutes, Officer Romo of the Long Beach Police Department noticed Mr. Guevara and initiated contact.
I don't answer any questions.
What's that?
I don't answer no questions.
Well, I'm just trying to find out if you're supposed to be in school or not.
Don't.
Oh, okay. Now it's making sense. Okay, he's trying to figure out whether I was like arrested for being young in public. Like, are we just creating laws at this point? You know what I'm saying? So I get it now. Okay, now let's see how this goes.
Yeah. How about you? How old are you?
Don't worry about it, sir.
You know what? Well, since we're by the school, yeah, I'm a little worried about because that's what we're supposed to be doing.
That's fine,
so
sir.
Are you supposed to be in school right now?
Nah, sir.
Okay, how old are you?
Doesn't matter, sir.
Yes, it does matter.
No, it doesn't.
See, you told me he's 21. How old are you?
Alright, doesn't matter how old I am.
Okay.
Hey, record, fool. Because he's trying to do them.
Over here.
Oh, you got it?
Recording. It's okay. Come on over. Come on. Let's go over because I got to figure out how old you are if you're supposed to be in school or not.
I don't want no searches or no seizures.
Well, it doesn't matter.
It does matter because I didn't do nothing.
Listen to me.
No.
School's in session.
All right, I know that.
Okay. You look like you're supposed to be in school.
Well, I'm not.
Well, then how old are you?
Does it matter?
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
You came over me because I'm recording you.
That has nothing to do with it. You
all right, then why you?
I'm telling you why.
You're harassing me right now, sir.
Okay, come on. Let's come on over here. Come on, let's go over here.
Nah,
yes, No, let's walk over here.
All right, for sure.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with him videotaping. That's his right to do so.
Yeah, so why he's coming over and telling me how old I am? I didn't even do nothing.
Because you look young, and
I'm not young. I'm not young.
How old are you?
I'm just making sure y'all don't do nothing.
That's fine. We're not. How old are you then?
I'm old.
See? I don't know. You got ID to prove it?
I do have ID, but I'm not gonna show you. I didn't do no.
All right. Come on.
I didn't do no crime. No.
I know, but until I find out, you're not supposed to be in school.
All right, I'm 19 there.
Okay, where's your ID?
I don't have ID. I don't gotta provide ID if I didn't do no crime. Is that right or not?
No.
California is one of the few states that has no laws requiring citizens to show their ID to police prior to arrest, except while driving.
Bro, we gotta know the laws when we start going and And my family been wanting to go to Cali for a minute, so I gotta start understanding these laws, man. You know what I mean? I don't plan on having no police interaction or nothing like that, but you know, you need to know.
California Penal Code 148 is the state's disorderly conduct law. And according to Executive Director of the ACLU of Southern California, Hector Villagra, some law enforcement officials have attempted to use this code to arrest individuals who refuse to identify themselves under the doctrine of the 2004 Supreme Court case of Hybel versus Nevada. Director Villagra goes on to explain that the Hybel doctrine applies exclusively to states with stop and identify laws on the books, and that while the Hybel ruling is valid in places like Nevada, it does not apply in states without failure to identify laws, like California. Citizens in California are not required to present their identification to police officers, even if they are suspected of committing a crime. However, officers may still detain and investigate citizens if they have acquired reasonable suspicion. We will discuss whether the Long Beach officers had reasonable suspicion in a moment, but it is important to highlight the fact that Mr. Guevara was not violating...
So, I don't know, you can play both sides on this one, because they were over there doing something, kid is over here filming, then he comes over to them and say, you look young. Now, if I'm the person, I can say, you're only doing that because I'm filming, trying to make sure dude over there is okay, so I'm just filming the situation. And you just came over here to try to figure out some kind of reason, so you're going to automatically say I look young. Now, the cops said, now let's play the other side. The cop said, hey, you're close to a school. So he gave a reference point of reasoning why he's asking the kid how old, or the person how old he is. So he gave a good reason. So there's room on both sides. You know what I mean? I don't know which side I land on it right now. So we just gonna have to continue to see, because if you give a person time, they'll show their hand as to, was this, you know what I mean, motive, were you going after this person because they were filming you, or did you truly suspect them of being underage? So, and supposed to be in school.
The law by refusing to present his identification or state his name.
It isn't.
I'm not. It's not.
Listen,
No.
if you, okay,
Can I have your name and your badge number?
It's right there.
And your badge number?
It's 5641.
Your name, badge number?
5677.
All right.
Now, what is your name?
I don't have to
I just
provide
asked
it.
you.
Listen, I
I
understand.
don't have to provide name. I didn't do nothing wrong.
In your opinion, you didn't. In our opinion, you did.
Like what?
Okay.
Say
First
not.
of all, no,
Say not what?
Okay, let me finish. You're gonna interrupt me.
I don't know, cause you're.
Okay. Well,
You're
I can't answer your question.
He
if you
came
don't
up to
interrupt
me
Yes.
for no reason.
No, I had a reason.
What was the
You
reason?
look kind of young. and
I'm
you look like
not
you're supposed
young.
I don't
I'm about
know
to go
that.
to
You
work.
Okay, well then, can you prove it? You're
No,
not young?
because then you're trying to go run me in your system. Like,
What is that? I just want to make sure you're old enough.
I am old. I told you already.
Okay,
I'm 19.
What's your name?
I don't have to say my name. I don't have to say my name, sir.
Cop almost gave it away right there, didn't he? He's like, I don't have to give you my... It was kind of like he was like, yeah, no, you don't. But you know what I mean? But he caught himself right there. Right there might be the telltale sign we're looking for.
You know that. I didn't do nothing wrong.
Okay. Let me explain something to you.
You can explain everything you want, sir.
We can do this real
You
quick.
have a body cam on? No, you guys don't.
No.
You see, now it's more sketchy now. You see,
Why
I
is it
don't
more
want
sketchy? You gotta do your video.
You just grabbed me and took me over here.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know what? I'm trying to get you over to my car.
I don't want you. We're finally
Well,
here talking.
Then okay, then just show me your ID or
I don't
tell me your name
I don't
or
gotta show you no ID.
Yeah, you do.
For what? For what crime?
I just explained to you.
I'm not. I just told you. He told you he's 21.
The crime of daytime
Hey,
loitering.
you with them.
No, I'm with you. I'm doing
what
with
did
you.
I do?
Daytime loitering.
Oh,
Okay?
daytime loitering.
Yeah.
Wow.
Juveniles, daytime loitering. So I got to figure out that you're in
That's right. How are we loitering?
Officer Romo tells Mr. Guevara that he is being investigated for daytime loitering. But according to a statement from Fox News 11 in Los Angeles, what the officer is actually referring to is Section 9.58.020 of the Long Beach Municipal Code. This code creates a daytime curfew between the hours of 8:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. for minors who are subject to compulsory education on days when school is in session. In order for Officer Romo to establish reasonable suspicion, he must be able to articulate specific facts that led him to believe that Mr. Guevara was in violation of the loitering code. And he points to Mr. Guevara's youthful appearance, the fact that he has a backpack, and that he is so close to the nearby high school.
So I can go out and be mistaken for a younger person. Now, I've cut the beard and everything like that, and now they have room to just say, oh, you... I still don't know about this.
It is debatable whether this evidence would satisfy the reasonable suspicion standard.
Right.
However, subsection 9 of the loitering code dissolves this debate by creating an exception to the law if the suspected minor is engaged in a First Amendment protected activity. Along with the 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, and 11th circuits, the 9th Circuit Court of Appeals, which presides over California, has recognized the right to record the police, and deemed the act constitutionally protected under the First Amendment in the 1995 case of Fordyce versus City of Seattle. Although Officer Romo may have had reasonable suspicion that Mr. Guevara was a loitering minor, it is clear that Mr. Guevara was engaged in a constitutionally protected activity, which thereby granted him an exception from the loitering code.
Oh, somebody tell me you knew that, because you probably ain't know that. I didn't know it either, but wow. So officers, you can't really bother him if he's engaged in that activity right now of recording them. So he's pretty much absolved from this whole situation. That's crazy.
You're supposed to be in school?
We are not in school.
Well, I don't know that, so all you have to do is prove that to me then.
No, I told you I'm 19. I don't gotta prove it. He told you he's 21. Why are you telling him to go prove something?
Because he's not being sketchy like you.
I'm not. I was recording. You come up, you post up a Modelo like...
If you would have told me, hey, I'm 19, right away,
nah,
I might have said,
I don't gotta tell you nothing. It's my rights.
Okay. Listen to me.
Now, that right there, that kind of throws me off right there. Because the kid, I keep saying the kid, but the guy behind the camera made a great point. He said he told you he was 21 and you just left him alone. You didn't go any further. You didn't ask for identification. You didn't ask him to prove it. You didn't do any of that. But for me, because I said no, I gave you pushback, it's escalating with me. Why didn't you bring both of us over and verify? Kind of got you there a little bit.
Call another unit now. They're gonna take you to the school now.
What school?
Jordan.
I don't go to Jordan.
Well, I don't know that.
I don't go to Jordan.
Well, that's where you're gonna end up going unless you show me how old you are.
All right, now I'll file a complaint on y'all.
Huh?
I'll file a complaint on y'all for harassing me.
You can.
All right, and I will.
But they're gonna come and take you anyway until you ID yourself.
I don't gotta ID myself.
Okay.
Officer Romo offers Mr. Guevara the ultimatum of presenting his identification or being taken to the nearby high school to verify whether or not he is a student there. But involuntarily transporting citizens is a somewhat contentious topic within the courtroom. Much of the historical legislation regarding the involuntarily transporting of suspects exists at the state level, but the Supreme Court has explored the issue before in the 1979 case of Dunaway versus New York. Like many of the state-level courts, the Supreme Court subscribed to the notion that transporting citizens against their will constitutes an arrest and must be supported by probable cause. In the case, the court held that the officers who had brought a suspect in for questioning without probable cause violated his Fourth and Fifth Amendment rights, and stated that the defendant's detainment and transportation was, quote, indistinguishable from a traditional arrest. In his concurring opinion, Justice Byron R. White emphasized the importance of balancing the interests of police officers with the privacy of citizens, but also noted that defining a universal precedent that would apply to most or all circumstances would be difficult. The Dunaway case was cited when the Supreme Court addressed the issue again in the 1983 case of Florida versus Royer, and acknowledged that, quote, a police confinement which goes beyond the limited restraint of a Terry investigatory stop may be constitutionally justified only by probable cause. The court went on to reaffirm this decision once again in the 1985 case of Hayes versus Florida. Even if Mr. Guevara was not engaged in a constitutionally protected activity, it is unlikely that Officer Romo would be within his authority to involuntarily transport Mr. Guevara to the high school without legitimate evidence to support his suspicions.
Here comes our sergeant now.
It's
That's
fine.
even better for you.
It's fine, man. Shoot. I know I didn't do nothing wrong. I have no problem. Y'all came up with me, you grabbed me, you grabbed me. You sorry, I told you I was 19 already.
Well, you got proof?
No, I don't have to prove.
Okay, what's your name and birthday then?
Why? You see, I know. I'm not doing that either, sir. Come on. You know, I have rights.
What's your birthday? You know your birthday?
You don't have the right to tell you. He didn't do no crime.
Oh, is he the one that tells you what to do?
This is my cousin.
Okay. Well, let him talk then.
No, he don't have to talk. He can stay right there all he wants.
I didn't say it.
I didn't do nothing wrong. Sir, can you get your guy? He came over here and insulted me, grabbed my arm, telling me how old I was.
Yeah.
And I told you I was 19.
Over here who doesn't want to talk.
I go to LBCC. Now he grabbed me, tugged me.
Why couldn't you tell me that?
Cause you grabbed me and started tugging me. You tried to come over me and try to.
I was telling you to come over my car. Yeah.
How old are you? I'm 19, sir. And you'll be here grabbing me.
Do you have ID to prove you're 19?
Do I have to show ID if I never did?
I'd like to know if you're 19. Otherwise, maybe you go to school.
I don't go to school, sir.
Okay,
you can take my word.
How do I know that? You look like you're underage to me. You don't look like you're 19. So
that's
fine,
my opinion. Bro. That's fine.
You have a backpack. You're at the school.
All right, I have a backpack. He has a backpack too. We go to the same job.
You want to take him over to school and find out where
yeah, I have a unit coming right now.
All right, it's fine.
So if you want to go to the school.
No, it's fine, man. You guys are harassing me and everything.
No, it's not harassment.
It is harassment, man.
No, it isn't.
He assaulted me too.
Why don't you go to law school and you can figure it out?
Nah, I don't gotta go to law school.
Yeah, you do.
Well, all right, man.
You watch too much YouTube. That's your problem.
Nah.
Yeah.
Sure. That's
Where do you live?
I ain't gotta tell you that.
Yo, these cops are crazy, bro. I guess we were held to, and the cops where I'm from, they were held to a different standard. So when I was in the fire service, man, the cops, we would always communicate, man. And you had to maintain professionalism. Him jaw-jacking back at the guy behind the camera just didn't maintain professionalism with me. Did it do it to y'all? I don't think so, fam. Nah, you need to go to law school. You need to stay off YouTube. And then you get, like, huh? Like, I get it, bro. If you can't, this is what I constantly keep saying. If you can't do this job, fam, without getting agitated real easily, this guy's been on the scene, which is the supervisor I'm talking about, been on the scene all of what, 2 to 3 minutes, and you're already agitated to where you got to go back at him like that? That lets me know, if you get aggravated by this, what happens at another stop? That could, you know what I mean, go be one of these cases that we see posted all over the news and social media about somebody getting killed because somebody couldn't maintain their cool. You get what I'm saying? So you gotta work on that. You know what I'm saying? This is a simple case that can, you know what I mean? Y'all figure it out how to get him to get his information and not assault or whatever, and we can do this without having an issue. But I can see it going that way.
That's for sure.
So you don't want to tell us your birthday yet. You want to be placed in handcuffs instead.
That's how it's gonna go.
That's how it's gonna go.
All right, then
that's how it's gonna go.
All right then, sir.
Okay.
Y'all want to harass me and stuff? He assaulted me already. It's all good.
It's not assaulting.
No, it is assault. It is assault. If he just comes up to you and just grabs you and tugs on you,
We're done.
Mr. Guevara was handcuffed and placed in a patrol vehicle, but once the officers confirmed his age, he was released. The Fox 11 news team ran a story on the interaction, but no conclusion was mentioned. Beyond that, I was unable to locate any additional information regarding this encounter. So, comment below if you have an update, and I will add it to the description of this video. Overall, the Long Beach police officers get an F for investigating Mr. Guevara while he was engaged in a constitutionally protected activity.
So basically, we don't know how this one ended. Who was, like I said, I was caught in the middle because I could make an argument for both sides.
Misrepresenting the authority of the loitering code and involuntarily transporting Mr. Guevara to the nearby high school. Mr. Guevara was effectively placed under arrest for looking too young near a school, and this type of conduct sets a dangerous precedent for the enforcement of subjective observations. The Supreme Court has clearly established
See, that's that whole gray area, man.
that involuntarily transporting citizens is unconstitutional, and Mr. Guevara's transport would likely have fallen within the scope of those rulings. Many scholars have even made the argument that daytime and nighttime curfews restrict the constitutional rights of minors, but that's a topic for another episode. Perhaps the gravest error of the Long Beach officers was neglecting to consider the entirety of the loitering code, and disregarding the fact that Mr. Guevara was exercising his First Amendment right to record the police. Although the officers were well within their authority to make contact with Mr. Guevara, the basis for their detention of him was supported by intuition rather than fact, and the circumstances surrounding his detainment likely amount to an illegal arrest. Mr. Guevara gets an A- for remaining relatively calm and collected throughout the encounter, engaging in a stern but peaceful dialogue with the officers, and maintaining a balance between complying with the officers and retaining his rights. Mr. Guevara certainly could have invoked his right to remain silent more often, but his conversational ability served him well at some points during the interaction. If Mr. Guevara hadn't recorded this encounter, then it likely would have had a dramatically different outcome, both on the street and within the courtroom. Although Mr. Guevara was ultimately arrested and released, his relaxed demeanor and casual protest to questioning from the officers will likely translate well to the courtroom. but his willingness to engage in petty squabbles with the officers could leave him open to self-incrimination. I commend Mr. Guevara for having the awareness to record his encounter and the temperament to address the accusations of the officers calmly. As mentioned before, I do not have any follow-up information about this story, but the YouTube account who posted the original video appears to belong to Mr. Guevara, so go subscribe to his channel and encourage him to provide an update. You can find a link in the description below.
So, yes, that's that whole gray area. You know what I mean? But one thing I did take from this, however you felt about how the interaction, if you felt the cops were in the right or this guy here was in the right, however you felt about it, the one thing I will take away from this, record. Anytime you're pulled over, record. Because I agree with Audit the guy behind Audit the Audit, saying that this could have went left if it wasn't recorded. You know what I mean? He was already grabbing him and telling him to come around here to his car. Imagine if he wasn't recording. What could have possibly happened? You know what I'm saying? So I encourage y'all, record. You get pulled up. I don't care how simple it is, because the simplest of arrest or the simplest stop, you know what I mean, interaction between you and the cop could turn left real quick. So I encourage you to record your interactions, man. I just want to keep y'all safe and continue to dialogue. If you feel the cop was in the right, cool. State your case in the comment section. If you feel the guy was right, cool. State your case in the comment section. But the dialogue is what's most important, and how y'all feel is the only way we move this thing forward. All right? So y'all get at me in the comment section, man. I am done being responsible for the day. It's my birthday. Let unresponsibility begin. Till the next reaction of my piece, man. Y'all check on me in the morning. I'm out. Hey.